So now we're going to talk about some handling tools, if you will. Now you can spend a lot of money on a lot of different things. The ones I'm going to talk to you about the most are the ones that I use, I find not only effective, but very necessary. Obviously, and I hope that's obvious to everybody, you start with the whistle. I always carry 2 whistles on my lanyard, because as my old journalism teacher said in high school, if you go to do an interview, you always take 2 pens because one of them is going to run out of ink. So invariably you're going to be out in the field and one of your whistles isn't going to blow, it's going to be wet. So carrying 2 whistles is a good idea, but a whistle is mandatory. That you just have to have. It's like a steering wheel to a car. And then there is the e-collar. Now there are a lot of schools of thought on e-collars. Some people really like them, some people don't like them. Some people think they are cruel, some people are afraid of them. They are none of that, and you should not be afraid of them at all. This is the collar that I use primarily. It's a pretty cool instrument. I like the fact that the transmitter is small. You can hold it in your hand. You can carry it around your neck. The only thing I don't like about this particular e-collar is if you're working a dog at the end of the day, beginning of the day, dark day, and even when you're hunting and you're just about first shot and you're looking down to find the button to nick the dog, it's hard to see. What I usually do with this is I put a little fluorescent paint just prior to the season so that if I'm hunting and I look down, I can see, and I pick it up, I can see where I want to put my thumb. As you research these, you'll find they have a little nick, a longer charge. They have a pager, which is a vibration that's effective, but very important tool. And in other places on the website, we'll talk more about e-collars. I do not recommend something with a transmitter like this one. This was the first one I ever had. To carry the transmitter, you have to put this over your shoulder. It's very cumbersome. This guy is just too big. It's just awkward. The one I just showed you is much more convenient because it's compact. When I work a dog, I like a real short lead. I really like something like this because not only is it short so that you've got control of the dog, you can keep it close to you, you want to keep the dog close to you, but this one comes in 2 pieces where you can hook it onto your belt. You carry it that way, so it's accessible. It's right there when you need it. But when you detach it, now you've got your dog close. But even more important, this gives you hands-free control of the dog. Where the dog's not going to go anywhere. Certainly, it's not going to go any further from you than this distance here. And also very effective when you're hunting and you're in the field. You want the dog close to you. Jump shooting, very effective because your dog is there, it's within reach, and you have complete control of your gun. You know, collars, there are all types of collars. I've gone from using leather collars, which I didn't like because they get wet, they tend to smell, and I ended up using now the nylon collars, which they just last a long time. They work really well. I recommend anytime you get a collar is to get a plate with your name, phone number on it, so if the dog does happen to disappear on you, somebody can track you down. Choke collars, I don't like for older dogs, but for puppies and younger dogs, they're good because you can tug on the dog without choking the dog, without it holding it. You tug, it releases. You tug, it releases. That's a good control mechanism for a younger dog. For an older dog, I recommend just a nylon collar, regular collar for control.